Super cute, super fluffy, you know the drill. And I think Makoto isn't dead, so that's a plus, maybe. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area because we just watched Makoto kind of go smash, but he didn't go smash, he went fall because alter ego popped up because Kyoko maybe did a murder but also probably didn't do a murder, and I don't know. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which means Hope Peak. It's a pretty fitting name. What is happening? There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school, and two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the institute's, the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students, was me. Yeah. Wakes up like, I'm sorry, I've already had this dream. What? Where am I? Wake up with my head resting on the top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? I'm sorry, Paniconi, is that you? Oh no. Finally! I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. Just like Humpty Dumpty and all those men. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in, but that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I know, Chihiro is best girl always, like, actually. My favorite baby girl. I remembered all too well what had happened. After Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. Oh, God, you are so lucky. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. Dude, Kyoko did kind of throw you under the bus, though, in the hopes that she wouldn't die. So, like, she didn't know that Chihiro was still hanging around in the system, just waiting to do something like that. So she literally, essentially, did throw you under the bus. Like, if like, Alter Ego wasn't there, you definitely would have died. So I'm still pretty shitty at Kyoko, not gonna lie. Because, like, let's just be honest, she was going to sacrifice Makoto for her own means. So that's a dick move, Kyoko. Dick move. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. All right, well, there's a door. So that might be it. Maybe. That's a rocket and a tank? I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Oh, this is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. How did she land upright? You know what? It's best not to ask questions. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? A door! Hey, look, a door. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Well, duh. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, maybe I'll fucking nap. Dude, look for food in a garbage dump. Well, there's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. Dude, you are too optimistic. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Was it trash? What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down? Over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Hey, trash! Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here.
Just a second.
I'm sorry, Kyoko, is that you? Before she, well, I always knew she was trash, so before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. You got noodle on you.
Awful.
It's probably fine. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. The fuck are you doing here? Traitor.
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, but like, you've got a bit of garbage in your hair and also it's your fault I'm here. Like actually, she gave her head a quick sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
How'd you get in the trash? No, it's fine. First, I have something for you. Oh my god, bread! Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once we're finished. Fucking bread! Thank you, even though I'm here because you... whatever. Let's touch the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Phew, and that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up yet, then? Of course not, bitch. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. You wanna help me out here, buddy? How did you not die? Whatever. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt? Or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Mainly because the future, that was like the alternative, was just too horrible to even fathom, and I would rather die, to be fair. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. You did. You should feel bad. Don't say that. You didn't. She did. She did abandon you. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same thing because I'm an absolute piece of shit. And I'm the one that belongs in the trash, not you, Makoto.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Everyone here is a lying piece of shit. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. Bitch better after that. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason to come here.
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I need another sip of water. Holy shit. Make sure y'all are hydrating. She had no memory. No memory. That's impossible. Amnesia? The Dark Descent? I love that game. No, Hina. Then is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived in this school? Not really. The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you.
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us for help?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Maybe.
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us? She believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her, in which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Why me? Because out of everyone, you're the smallest and most pathetic and weak-looking thing. I'm pretty sure if you tried anything, I could probably take you. But also, among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just my intuition as well. But I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Unless maybe I am. Huh, what a twist. Oh, that would be a pretty fucked twist if it turned out this whole time Makoto was actually the mastermind and he wiped his own memory. Huh.
I should understand everything.
Maybe.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Or maybe a participant. That would be interesting. This whole time Makoto was actually a part of it, and maybe his mind was wiped so that it would make it a more realistic or real experience. Huh. That would be a pretty interesting twist. Not gonna lie. Anyway, I guess there's nothing to clarify exactly, so for now we'll just put a pin in this and come back to it later, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that was interesting. Why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. I just nearly died and then I fell down a garbage chute and I just spent a day without food or water in trash. I'm fine. It is nothing, right? Ha ha ha.
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? You probably shouldn't, because if my theory is correct, yeah, you definitely picked the wrong person. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was, because, like, you're a very pretty girl, and, like, have you seen my record with pretty girls? Terrible! I think that's just her personality. I think she's just awkward and weird. Well, are we getting out of here? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and ability. Are you like the ultimate spy? Is that what you are? You mentioned your ability. What is it? My ability, what everyone should have known me for. The ultimate detective. Of course you were. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. Who? You had to find someone. Who was it?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Oh no, Darth Vader. He's your father? What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope's Peak's Academy? Master? For day? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. You straight up fucking spazzed out.
Huh?
Huh? Yeah.
No matter what?
What if it turns out your dad is a bit of a psycho bitch, just like you? Maybe. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. What did you see in there? Like, share.
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
I need a drink of water because I'm dying. I love these visual novels, but doing these voices is fucked. Like, I know I don't have to do the voices, but like, I want to because like, not only does it spark my joy, but I'm sure it makes it more entertaining for you guys. And I'm here for you. Okay, I love you guys and I want you to be entertained. So I'm going to try and make this as entertaining as possible by drinking more water. Fucking H2O. It still hurts, but I'm going to keep going. That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Oh fuck, my throat is fucked. I need to not talk for like 6 days. Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
The layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. Which is weird. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized... Whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean by that? I'm gonna have another sip of water because I'm dying. We've been in this trash hole for a while.
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Are we leaving, Kyoko?
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor dorms, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations? But then that makes the whole trial a trap, which means it was a lie, which means isn't he breaking his own rules? I don't know.
That's right.
Exactly. But like, I thought, I don't know. I don't know, okay? I don't know. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your own discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves are somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. Oh, it could have been you, Makoto. Well, duh. I could have become the victim? Yeah, well, she was in your room with a knife.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean when I was sick? During the night?
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. Like, actually. What are you talking about? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. It's kind of creepy. A little bit weird.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened to you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. Okay.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It was all to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? Yeah, it's weird.
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. Biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate
It
despair?
would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair? And that is our real enemy? What? Am I technically dead? Oh no, I guess not. Yay! Am I technically dead? No, congratulations, you didn't die. Dream Island rocket? Yay! Yes, I would like to save actually. Let's just make a new save. The ultimate despair, a group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. Most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Is it Fenrir? But right now
Anyway,
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. But that's something for next time, methinks, because I'm hungry and that's really the only reason I need. How do I play this game? Here. System, and we press save, and we save right here. Huh? Alright, well, this is getting weird. I mean, it was already weird, but like, now it's getting weirder. So, And Byakuya is still alive, so that's just great. It makes me so happy to know that he's still around and not dead. That's just the best thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!